absolutely.
You want to start in with our gas or pass?
Sure. So I can't even remember what I said I was going to talk about. Okay. So in my gas or pass, I want to talk about Tech21 Flyrigs.
Okay.
And I'm pulling out my phone here because I can't remember the price point.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can get the Richie Kotzen, I think.
Yeah, Kotzen. Richie Kotzen.
You can get his fly rig for $350.
Yep.
It's got everything you would need bare bones.
Yep.
There's a delay. There's a tuner. There's a boost. There's an overdrive.
Yep.
I think he has a fuzz on there. You can change the delay to a rotary sound.
Yep.
Like, it has everything I would need as a backup rig.
Yeah.
$350. I've never played one. Have no idea what they sound like in person.
Yeah.
And then, to go on top of that, they have an acoustic fly rig.
Yep.
That's $250.
Yeah.
And it, again, has all your bare bones. Your tuner has, I think, a compression on there, some EQ.
Yep. I think there's a chorus or something.
Yeah, something
too,
like
right?
that. So, it has everything you need for an acoustic.
Yeah.
And I've never really tried either one of those. But, like, talk about a great pedal board, like backup pedal board. Like, yours goes down, and you've got that, and it still will get you everything you needed.
Yeah.
So, what are your opinions on the fly rigs? Are you interested? Do you want to pass on it?
Well, I think the fly rig's amazing. Richie Kotzen, as a side note, is taking that fly rig, or, well, maybe not right now, but in the last year or two, he's been taking that fly rig and plugging it into a 100-watt Marshall. That's his rig. He just takes this one pedal, throws it in a suitcase, and he backlines a 100-watt Marshall full stack and plugs it into it.
Right.
So, I mean, he's using it. He's out there using it. So, I think the fly rig's really cool. I haven't played one. I've listened to some demos, and we all know how it goes, right?
Yep.
Demos suck. You just can't get the real sound of what it's going to sound like in the room. It's a different amp, the whole thing. We've talked about it a bunch, right? But I think that it's a cool concept, and I think probably it was more pertinent 5 years ago, maybe, before all these other things have came out. Now we've got Kempers, and we've got, like, the Quad Cortex, which you can also shove in a suitcase, and you have all these multi-effects and all these different things.
The Helix.
Yeah, there's a, I mean, the list goes on and on, right?
Right.
I think that probably has killed the market for the fly rig, because I think the fly rig probably was doing much better before then. So for me, I like the idea of it being simple. The other good thing about the fly rig, okay, so before we get into that, the other good thing about the fly rig is I like that it's 1 foot switch. Right above that foot switch, in between two lines, is like 3 or 4 or 5 knobs.
It's
whatever,
really
however
simple
means
to
it
use.
needs. Right there. It's almost like having analog pedals just butted up against each other.
Right.
And I love the simplicity of that. There's no menu scrolling. There's no weird BS with it. And it's dummy proof. I mean, it really is. I love that about it. It's kind of like the ME80, like the Boss thing.
Sure.
Like you step on the pedal and you can adjust whatever's above it. So when it comes to that, me personally, I like that better. But I'm not really in need of that right now. As in a backup, if I was going to go for some type of backup now, I'm probably taking a pedal board already. I'm not doing any fly dates. So I'm driving somewhere and I can carry my pedal board with me, even if it's a small little nano board. And then I would bring some type of amp and cab sim pedal, like the little Boss IR2 or the million other ones that are out there, right? There's a bunch of them. And I'd bring a small amp and cab simulator in case it goes down, to throw at the end of my pedal board with a daisy chain or something and go. So for me, I think it's going to be a pass. Probably 5-10 years ago, I probably would have been gassed for that. You know what I mean? I would have been all about it. But I think today we've got too many options. If you're going to go full multi-effects like that and not just throw something at the end of your board to help with the amps and cab sim, I think that, I would go with something else. I would go with the Helix.
So just curious, because in this same market, and this is kind of going off on a tangent here, but these fly rigs, it's pretty much all in one line, all conjoined together. What's your opinion on Jam Pedals? Because Jam Pedals does that.
Jam Pedals does that, and I love it.
Yeah.
I really do love it.
Do you feel like that's the same market? Because I feel like that's still different.
No, it's completely different.
So what's the difference between the Jam Pedal and the Tech21?
For me, I think the Jam Pedal is different So there's something different about the jam pedal stuff because it feels more boutique.
Oh my gosh! So it's boutique. So that's the only reason.
No. It's not the only reason. I think the person that's buying the Tech21 pedal.
The Tech21 looks digital, so then you're out.
No, not necessarily.
Come on, how does this make sense?
No, not necessarily. So I'm not in for the jam pedal either.
Oh,
let me
now
make
you're
that
changing
clear.
your story.
No, I'm not in for that. It is cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But it's I think Greg Cox, he's the one right now.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It's amazing. He can throw it in his little suitcase and take off with it. It's all in one. I think the jam pedal thing's really cool. It seems kind of boutique-y and stuff, so it seems special. You can call and order your own array of whatever you want in there. If you want a vibe or whatever in there.
Why are you saying that's different?
It's
or going back and forth.
I don't know. It's just different.
Because it feels like it's a better option than the Tech21?
It feels that...
Because it's going to be twice as expensive, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't want either one.
But you're smiling. You would think about the jam pedals one.
I would like to play one. I'd like to think about it. I would think about it.
I think the jam pedals one, you would go for it.
Maybe so.
But the Tech21, not, huh?
No.
So here's where I differ. I think you're kind of onto something because when I look in... So to the Richie Kotzen, I'm like, this is really everything I need.
Yeah.
This is great backup rig.
Yeah.
So like to me, it would be a great backup pedal board, and I would have to play it and still decide if I wanted it.
Yeah.
And you're also stuck with everything.
You can't change anything. If you don't like the delay, the problem is if you want to add an overdrive, I don't think there's an insert to add an overdrive in between drives and stuff.
If there's a TRS input.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
Okay.
I don't think there's any type of loop in there. Maybe I'm wrong, guys, but I don't think there's any loop in there to put stuff in between. And certainly there's not a loop to put one in between every one of them, right? So if there's some pedal you want to insert that's not in the front or not in the end,
I'm just saying, I feel like it would be a great oh crap rig.
Be a great oh crap rig.
Yeah. And also...
But what's the scenario? Your pedal board goes out? That's your oh crap rig?
Something like that. Because
or is it your amp goes out?
Well, your amp, I mean, it doesn't have an amp simulator in there. So that's the difference. Now, the only thing is that's $350.
That's why you buy single effects pedals.
Okay, that's a whole nother topic.
Then one pedal goes out and you unplug it and you throw it in the crowd.
Will you let me state my case?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I think where the real seller is that acoustic rig. It's $250. You've got reverb.
And no one cares about acoustic rigs.
People don't until they realize the acoustic sound is crap.
Yeah, I mean,
then they're like, "Oh, I care about this."
Yeah, what I mean is, acoustic rigs feel different. Where I don't want to have a big pedal board with a bunch of single effects pedals for an acoustic rig. I want an all-in-one box for my acoustic. So you're right. The Tech21 seller is the acoustic.
That's what I'm thinking.
Fly rig.
I think if I would get any fly rig, that would be the one.
Or the bass.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
We're more guitar players. So.
Yeah, but in bass is simple. If I got a tuner, got a little compressor.
Bass is simple. You're going to make everybody mad.
Well, I don't mean plain. What I mean is just, if I've got a tuner, a compressor, maybe some type of like slight drive or like phaser. I mean, what else are you going to need for a bass rig? The average player, right?
The average player.
The average player. I'm not talking,
All right, so anyways, it just comes down to, I think... The Tech21 acoustic rig is definitely the way to go. And maybe the Richie Kotzen.
So is it a gas for you?
I think so. I think I'll get one day. Or at least try it out. And then when you get your jam pedals, we'll compare.
All right.